So you can only be in one country in the world to do real estate, and it's not your hometown of England, the UK. Where are you going first?
If I'm only going to go to one country, I think it's going to be America. Because America's
US.
Yeah, because US is diverse, isn't it?
Yeah.
And if I had to pick a state in America, I probably, from my knowledge, would probably go Miami.
Florida, yeah.
Yeah, for the taxes.
Yeah.
I've got quite a lot of connections in Florida, Miami, particularly. So I think that's probably my top one country. And then after that, I would say Ghana, Africa.
Ghana?
Yeah.
Why is that?
Oh, mate, it's massively up and coming.
Really?
Yeah, Airbnbs are popping there.
Connections there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I own real estate there as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
it's done really well.
If you hated somebody and you had to curse your enemy, to be on the worst major place to do real estate, not like North Korea.
Yeah.
Where's one of the big markets that a lot of people think are good, but you think are the worst?
Well, I don't know what you think of this area, but this area to me seems terrible. No, just like Copenhagen. What is it called?
Oh, Copenhagen.
It seems terrible.
Because why?
Because the general yields are around about 2-3%.
Yeah. So I mean,
everything's regulated. You got rent caps, rent controls. It's just terrible. I don't know what. But then, I mean, maybe you can still make money here.
Well, one of the richest guys, like in Scandinavia, in Norway, he owns Strawberry Group, big hotel. So you got to add value in places like. Just remember Copenhagen.
You can do flips here.
Yeah, and Copenhagen's. I know an Airbnb guy. Copenhagen's one in Stockholm.
Taxes as well, man.
One of the safe. Corporate tax is not bad. Corporate tax in Scandinavia is the same as American corporate tax.
What is it, 25%?
Not 20 in some places. Sweden, I think, is only 20.
Yeah.
America can be higher. Yeah, and again, you can have management.
VAT tax is 25% here as well.
So how does VAT come in? Because Americans are not used to VAT. How does that come into your rental properties?
It's a pain, mate. VAT.
It's charged on what? Your rent?
Not on your. Well, it depends on the type of rent. If you've got guests in the property.
Okay.
Like if it's like a service department, Airbnb, that registered, man.
But you charge the customer that.
Yeah, but you have to drop your prices so that they can afford it. So you can say that about anything with that, couldn't you?
Yeah, but I'm saying some stuff, like I'm doing a restaurant here in Copenhagen. Okay. I actually got a good tax account.
Doing the business side of it?
Well, we're building a restaurant.
Oh, wow.
Copenhagen, you got to remember, is the best restaurants in the world.
Yeah.
Statistics.
They close early, though.
Yeah, it depends. Some are. You got.
Couldn't find one yesterday, man. We were here at 9 p.m.
Sunday is a bad time.
Yeah.
Copenhagen, Scandinavia is very orderly people. So Sunday's the day of break. So everybody takes a break on Sunday. So it's very little thing. Only tourist shops and little.
So you reckon you can make money in Copenhagen doing property?
Yeah.
Even though I'd attribute it to my worst enemy?
Yes, because you know what one of my mentors, Joel Salton, said? He said, the cream always rises to the top of the milk. Meaning if you're smart, in any market, you smell the money and you move. So over here, it's hotels, it's again outside of the city, Airbnbs, you know. Yeah. I know a guy inside this. There's guys crushing with it. There's this, if you go on Airbnb in Copenhagen, there's one dude, because you can see who owns the different properties, who has, I don't even know how many doors, how many keys he has. He has probably 200 keys to Airbnbs here. So you can do Airbnb outside of the city centre, so it's no different from London. Would you consider here too?
Would you ever consider, because you asked the question a lot, you asked me, what would I do if I was starting again from scratch?
Yes.
Have you ever considered, just for fun and for social media, starting again from scratch? I've done this.
Yeah.
Like, I know Grant Cardone did it after I did it.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Tell Grant, you copying these UK people.
Well, he was part of a show, wasn't he? So the show, but that show though came out in 2019.
Yeah.
I did it in 2018.
Okay.
You know how long it took me to become better than the average person financially?
Probably not long.
7 days.
Yeah. Look, if you can sell, I started.
You know what I did in London? I got dumped in London in my underpants. No phone, no laptop, no clothes.
So you were homeless, no clothes?
Yeah. Was
this all on camera?
Yep. You know how long it took me to break my first deal, mate? £3,000.
How long?
A day.
A day? Yeah.
Next day.
In your boxers?
No, because the first thing I did is I got clothes.
Older woman who wanted to...
No, people gave me clothes, bro. People just gave me clothes and straight coached me, felt sorry for me.
Okay.
Gave me clothes.
That's interesting.
That's that sort of...
Do you do it on TV or YouTube?
YouTube. You should watch it.
Okay.
I reckon you should do it.
Okay.
We should do a challenge. See who does it first and how it works.
What do you consider winning? How much money do I have to make from scratch?
I would say you either need to make 10 grand.
Yeah.
From total scratch. Referee, making sure that you're not tapping into your either referee. Or a recurring
revenue. Find a referee for this. This is a very specialized skill. I'd like a referee who specializes in men in their underwear in London not cheating, rebuilding their wealth from scratch.
Well, my referee when I first did it was a videographer who was a skeptic of mine.
Okay.
It was like a hater.
Haters. There
yeah. Okay. And you know your haters are going to referee you well.
That's right.
What do you reckon? Who would win?
Grant Cardone did a damn marketing agency. That's what I teach. I taught the most.
Would you do marketing?
My SMMA, I've taught the most people how to do marketing agency. I own the trademark in the US. I would say.
I've also done it where I've had to.
I do phone sales.
Phone sales.
Phone sales. I'd find a job.
Yeah.
That's selling a product at around 10,000 to 100,000 that pays 10% commissions. So if I close a 10 to 100 grand deal, I make one.
Are you very good at sales?
I'm pretty good at sales. I'd go in a competition against almost anybody in the world.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably people better than me, but I've sold, I'm in the billions in my companies, what I've sold. And so, yeah, I would go, just phone sales. I always say if you're homeless, do phone sales. If you've got $1,000, start up an agency. Now you can do marketing agencies that are niche. You can do a Snapchat agency.
So would you start by doing phone sales, and then when you got your first 1,000, then set up an agency?
Yeah, it's just
do this from scratch. Document it.
I did it, man. That's my life. I had no money, and I got into sales. I used the internet to generate leads.
You did it years ago.
Yeah.
If you did it again now from scratch,
be more visible.
Yeah, be more visible.
I like the one, but I think you got to up the ante. You got to drop a mofo in like Mogadishu, Africa, or somewhere hard, naked. Now I'll be impressed because people in countries like that ain't giving you clothes.
Yeah, that's
England, you had a little bit of. So if I was your skeptical referee, I'd be like, wait a second, you're a white dude in England. You go naked. Somebody's gonna feel bad for you. I'm dropping you off in. Let's see. I'm gonna drop you off in. I'll tell you where that you won't get any help. India. There's so many homeless people, man. Drop you off in Mumbai or Hyderabad.
You want India completely butt naked?
You're gonna die. People are gonna let you die. I was at a hotel in Hyderabad.
Mate, don't tell me this because I'll do it.
I was at a hotel in Hyderabad. Every day we'd walk in. There's so many homeless people. If you gave one person money, it was like 100 people would come. Mister. So we walked in over this dude who looked like he was like I just thought he was on drugs or something. And one day I walked out of the hotel and I stepped over him. He was like this was a hostel. I didn't have money. And he died of starvation. Ain't nobody helping you in some of those. There's so many homeless people. They're just letting people starve to death. So if you go in with no money, the ultimate one of those billionaire, what's it called?
Undercover millionaire.
Yeah, if you want to do undercover billionaire, undercover millionaire, I got one for you. I'm going to drop let me pick the city. That will be tough.
And where are you saying? India?
Or Sao Paulo, dude. Homeless people in Sao Paulo are not like I lived in LA, man, in the ghetto. I was born in the ghetto. I've seen my fair share of crazy homeless people in Skid Row.
Manny,
Sao Paulo, Brazil, in downtown.
Boxing, that rough place in Zimbabwe.
Mbare.
Yeah. All right.
Oh yeah, Africa's tough.
But you pick me a location, but I'll pick you a location.
Yeah, well, Africa,
I would say
drop something Somalia, some of the.
No, but Zimbabwe is completely safe.
Yeah, Zimbabwe.
Not like there's no wars.
I'll drop you off naked in Johannesburg. You ain't coming. Johannesburg, probably the most dangerous city. That's gonna be.
I actually think Johannesburg will be.
It's gonna be called underground millionaire because you can be buried 6 feet under, brother.
I think it'd be easier than Zimbabwe. I think there's more.
Johannesburg? No, not the ghetto of Johannesburg. I think I'd rank top 3 most dangerous places. Johannesburg.
Where would be the best place then? Where would be the easiest for you to be able to start?
Helsinki. Helsinki, Scandinavia. People would have. There's like one homeless dude in Copenhagen.
But there's good business there. You can start a business from scratch and smash it.
Yeah, so if I could pick anywhere, I'd pick America. For that, America gives people first chances. Nowhere in Europe gives first. Nowhere in anywhere. That's the one. Look, there's a lot of bad things about America. The greatest thing of America is the farmland, number one. The land of America is the most beautiful, fertile, multi-climate in the world. There's other fertile places, Ukraine, Argentina, Pampas. But so number one benefit of America is the physical landscape is the best in the world at scale. But second is Americans give you a first chance. Everybody give you a second chance. But if you go bankrupt in Scandinavia, it's a little better now, but you forever have a stigma. People ain't gonna ever invest in you again, kind of thing. Scandinavia, Europe, even England's a little more like that. America, I read a stat, I'm not even sure if it's true, that the average millionaire has 3 failed businesses before they hit the winner. I actually saw Naval Ravikant, who's one of the wisest guys out there. He started AngelList, valued at a couple bill. He said it was his 7th business. And we think, Mark Cuban, I did a podcast with Mark Cuban once. I never forget when I was walking out the door off camera. He just turned to me and said, Ty, just remember America, you only got to win once. So you can fail. You win once, they only remember your success. Most of the world, like Latin America is not that way either. Latin America is a little different, but Latin America has a lot of class-oriented. Argentina, Brazil, there's the classes. Mexico is very class-oriented. If you're pale skin, white looking, America is racist in its own way, but not when it comes to money. I don't give a shit.
They just want to make money.
If you're a black dude, Mexican-looking dude, and you got a way they can make money, they'll shake hands and go into business with you.
Yeah.
It's not so elitist, Like I said, America is horrible food system, probably the worst food system in the world, one of the worst education systems, one of the worst lifestyle systems. America is
How's your?
They don't have friends.
How's your jiu-jitsu going?
Good. I just do it amateur.
Are you going up belts?
No.
No. How come?
I don't.
I saw you on the pads.
Yeah. I box. I've been doing mixed martial arts since 2003, 4. But I'm not like jiu-jitsu. I'm just a blue belt. I could go for.
I see you got a belt.
Yeah. I got a belt. I'm more advanced than people think. But to me, stick to the thing you can be number 1 or number 2 in the world at. One of my friends is making about $1 million a day. He's the best introverted marketer in the world. One of his secrets when he makes a landing page, he's like, you got to prove that you're number 1 or number 2 in the world at this very specific niche.
Would you beat up Grant Cardone in a fight?
I don't know if he's trained, but put enough money in there. I'll fight almost any of the business influencers you put money in. I'll take my chances.
Did you beat Grant?
You never. I don't think he trains. It's not fair to put an untrained person against a trained.
You're a trained person.
Yeah, I'm trained for sure. I've been fighting. I've trained with Boz Rutan, who's heavyweight. Minotaur Nogueira is a friend. Like, I can hold my own, but I can't be number 1 or number 2 in the world. Yeah. Therefore, I don't want to do it professionally.
Yeah. But you do have another influencer, someone like Grant Cardone or someone like, me.
I don't know. Are you trained?
I'm probably like you.
Do you do jiu-jitsu or?
Very heavily jiu-jitsu.
Okay, yeah. You got a belt?
Yeah, I am, yeah. I'm
purple. Okay, yeah, you probably beat me then. And jiu-jitsu's...
Boxing, though, is more fun, I think.
Yeah.
Boxing, I think, is more fun.
The thing about fighting that people don't realize...
We should do a white-collar, man. Yeah. White-collar boxing.
Yeah, the thing I don't like about boxing, you got to protect the brain, dude. I'm friends with Floyd Mayweather. And, he's so good. He's been hardly hit. He's never been knocked down. So me, the only way I'd want to be a boxer is if I'm like Floyd and you just basically never get hit in your career. Because people don't understand. Like, I train with pro fighters, a lot of them. Whether it's Gracie's, like I said, I trained with Boz Rutan for a long time. You get hit by a pro one time, you lose in 5 IQ points on one whack. So for me, if you make money, you don't have to be your own security.
Boxing, I've done it a little bit. I've had three bouts. Yeah.
People get more brain damage from boxing because the pads allow you to keep getting hit. In a bare knuckle fight, you go down quick. Average bare knuckle fight's like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Boxing matches are like 14.
Would you never do it then, or would you never do it?
Not really. Against Grant or somebody, yes. But against anybody with real skill. The thing about fighting that people don't realize, some of it's luck, dude, because if you're out on the real street, you slip on a bottle, dude. Like, I grew up in pretty ghetto. One of my first memories, someone getting shot in the heart in front of me and my mom. So a lot of people that are super into fighting, I feel like they didn't grow up around violence. My dad was in prison. My dad was a violent guy, not so much with me, but in life. And so once you've been around a little bit of violence, you're not so excited to go take your chances all the time.
Yeah. I think if you can tie it with marketing, I had a big boxing match with a guy called Rob. Have you heard of Rob Moore?
Vaguely, man.
Rob Moore. He's got a large property.
So you're beating up your competitor.
Yeah.
Did you win?
Yeah, I won, yeah. Raised £200,000 for charity. But the thing is, it was actually probably better for him than it was for me.
Right.
Because even though he lost, he got the exact same publicity off of it. Sure. And everyone loves an underdog.
Yeah.
And I was heavier than him. I don't know, what do you weigh? You must be about 80 kilograms.
Yeah.
About
about then, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you weigh?
I'm about 85.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jake Paul and his brother Logan, those guys, I've known them for years. And they're pretty, he's fighting Mike Tyson. Jake Paul hasn't been boxing his whole life, so he's not gonna, like, if you look at some of the boxers out there like Canelo, Floyd Mayweather, and he's not like that, but he's a strong guy. That's what people don't realize. He's that cornbread, corn-fed, mashed potatoes, Midwest American vibe. So those dudes hit you hard. It's not fun.
How old are you?
People always ask. I've been keeping that controversial. There's like 4 different websites that people are trying to guess my age. None of them are right. That's the ironic.
You must be.
That's one thing I've learned.
You've got to be about around 40.
Could be. If I tell you, you know one thing I've learned?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you this. The 3 most Googled things that are going to be Googled about you.
Yeah.
Give me your age and your net worth. And then sometimes your girlfriend, wife, okay? Those are the 3 when you look on Google search trends. So keep all of those a little mysterious.
I'll ask you those 3 questions. You can answer as mysterious as you want. Yeah. All right. At least I can then put in the title, I asked him this.
Yeah.
All right. So, how old are you?
I'm going to keep it mysterious on all 3. So it's not going to be 3 good questions. No, because you'll never...
3 good questions and 3 bad answers.
3 bad answers, that's right.
How old are you?
Girlfriend?
Do you have a girlfriend?
Not right now. No, not married.
Do you have kids?
Yes.
How many? How many kids?
I won't say, but
you won't say.
I have kids. I think you're the first podcast I've ever said yes to. That.
Really?
So I gave you.
It's exclusive. It's new.
It is exclusive.
And how old are you roughly?
Well, you're only going to get one of them.
When's your birthday?
I gave you
When's your birthday?
One of the 3.
When's your birthday?
April.
April the what?
That I'm not going to say. The reason you shouldn't say your age.
I'm April, by the way.
Really?
April.
What day?
11th.
Don't ever say your day in America. That's how people steal your identity. Yeah, dude. Part of the reason I don't say my age,
You're
by the way, I've already had people try to take out mortgages in my name. We catch stuff, identity theft all the time.
What's your net worth?
That one, I always say more than 5 million. That's what I tell.
Yeah, that's kind of obvious though.
But I tell dude, well, Mr. Beast came to visit me. He wanted to visit me once. He came and he said, Tai, man, is your net? Because I was at probably the most baller place in New York City I had in Manhattan. It was 9,000 square foot, 900 square meter penthouse on Billionaire Row. And he's like, is your net worth 5 million? I'm like, that's what I want it to be. Sometimes I think SEO, people have changed it now, but I always try to SEO it down to 5 million because in America, you know who Googles you first? Lawyers.
Okay.
Lawyers.
And if your net worth is high, then they'll charge you more.
No, they sue you. I first moved into that big house in Beverly Hills. Within 30 days, I had different maid ages.
I've had to be very careful with.
You don't have to worry as much in the UK. You're not American, dude. It's America that has litigious because in America is different laws. In America, if you bring a bullshit lawsuit and you lose, you don't have to pay their legal fees. In the UK,
you do.
Yeah, so people don't bring so many frivolous. They still have frivolous lawsuits. In America, listen to this. I move into this house, big house. I needed like 5 maids because it was 17 bedroom, 18 bath. First month, we get a lawsuit. One maid who worked one day said she was taking out the trash and slipped on a banana peel. No joke, like a cartoon character. So that was the first time, you live in Beverly Hills, you got to worry about every single person. So I always tell dudes, especially, man, guys out here, I want to be a high value man. I want my net worth high. I'm like, put it at 5 mil, because if you're dating and a woman's not impressed by 5 million, if she's not impressed by 5 million, you definitely don't want to marry her. I remember I had this one Russian girl once come in my garage. I had 6 badass cars. It was millions in cars. I had 2 Rolls Royce. One was the only Rolls Royce of that color in the world. In the United States. One was a Rolls Royce that one of Miami Heat was gonna get, Chris Bosh, and I got it instead. And it was a pinstripe thing. These are the most expensive cars. An Aventador, okay? Convertible Aventador, all this. And she comes in and she's like, is that the older Ferrari model? It was like a 3-year-old Ferrari. You know, Ferrari doesn't, and I was thinking, thank God I brought this girl in the garage so I don't have to, I know that she's a walking red flag.
Yeah.
Don't date anyone that knows the differences, how the mirrors have changed in the last 12 months on new Ferrari models. She was like, I'm not impressed by this garage. I'm like, I'm so happy to hear that. I'm like, so now I'm gonna put in a car, I'm gonna put in like an old dump truck or something in there and be like, well, let's go on a date.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you got married young.
22, yeah.
So,
I was 23 actually.
what do you think right now? Let's do hypothetical.
Yeah.
You never got married. You're out partying or whatever.
Oh, I've never been partying, but.
Okay. But do you think you would be significantly lower net worth if you didn't have your 3 kids and one on the way, and a wife of 10 years? Or you think it'd be similar?
I reckon it'll probably be similar.
So you don't think you'd have made more? You don't think it's been a distraction?
I definitely don't think I'd have made more. I don't think that being married, having kids has hindered me in any way.
Yeah.
Has it made me more successful? I would probably say yes, because I've got a beautiful wife that takes care of me, and is a sounding board and a rock and advisor that does stuff, and you know, my kids is motivation. So if anything, it's made me more successful, but unfortunately we can never split test and see, can we?
Right.
So who knows? Maybe I'll be a billionaire. Maybe.
There's parallel universes. A lot of the smartest physicists believe in multiverse theory, which is that there is another universe right now where you're completely single. But there would also
there's not, there is there?
Well, you're Christian, so you wouldn't believe that.
And what are you? Is that another question? Is that another controversial one?
Do
you believe in God? Do you believe there's a God that created us?
I would say depends on your definition of God. Is there a man? Is there a man?
No, a creator. Do you believe that you are created?
I could say yes to that. I could say yes or no, because you believe in more of a personal God. Right?
Yeah.
God, Jesus, and the Holy Spirit, right?
Yeah.
So I could even see that being true, but I could see it also not being true. That's the problem with me.
No, that's fair.
So I don't think it's
a bit agnostic.
Yeah, but agnostic would believe we can't know at all, so don't ever talk about it. I believe it's good things to think about. I think about spiritual things a lot, but I think that so for example, in my theory, I think there can be your exact version of God could be true, but that might be in one universe. There can be more than one. But that you wouldn't like that one, because Christians would not agree with that.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
At all.
Well, Christians are that there's one God, one universe How long ago do you think the universe was created? Or the world? Do you believe it's like young, like 10,000 years ago?
Well, I believe that the scientists say that it's billions of years.
Yeah.
Which doesn't contradict anything in the Bible.
Okay.
So.
Do you think evolution's true? Or do you think it's more every species that's now on Earth was created at the moment of creation?
I think that evolution is true.
Okay.
To a point.
Right.
I don't think that you've got a piece of slime that then became something different and then slowly became a man.
Right.
Evolution is obviously true, because if you just look at dogs and animals and the way things develop and change over time.
Basketball players have
even as humans, look how we've evolved.
Yeah.
So I definitely believe in evolution, but I don't think that we necessarily started.
So do you think that anybody who does not sincerely says, I don't believe in Jesus Christ, will they die and go to a perpetual torture hell type place?
I don't know. I don't.
I mean, do you think there'll be billions of people in hell? or are in hell?
Yes.
Okay.
I think there will be.
Is it just evil, pure evil people like serial killers, or are there just regular people who, for whatever reason, like for example, my step grandpa, I said, what happens if you die and you go to heaven and there's a God and he says, you're going to go to hell, and why didn't you believe in me? He said he would say, I thought you were a cruel person and I'm glad I didn't believe in you. And then he said I'd be accepted because he thinks it's unfair that God created everything, and knowing that billions of people would be in perpetual torture. So he thinks if that God's true, that he wouldn't even want to believe it. He wouldn't want to serve that God, even if it turns out to be true.
Mm-hmm. So I think, listen, these are questions that no one knows.
You went to Bible theology.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So my understanding is that hell is not active torture and punishment.
Okay.
Hell is the separation from God.
Right.
So if you reject God and say, I think God's cruel, and then God says, okay.
Right.
You're not with God anymore. But when you're not with God, all good things come from God. Yeah. So if there's no light and there's no...
What if you grew up in India, your mom and dad was a Sikh or a Hindu, and you maybe heard of Christianity, but most of us accept what our people we admire believe. Mm-hmm. You think those people should be separated eternally from goodness?
I mean, I'm not the judge. So for any person to say that person should go to hell or that person should not is completely wrong. God is the judge. But I believe that I'm Christian. I believe that Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. And all that go through Jesus enter into heaven. So,
do you think Christianity is superior to the other Islam, Hindu, Buddhism, Judaism?
I think that all...
Or breaks a better society. Let's forget what's true. Do you think it makes a better society than if society was all Muslims or all atheists or all Buddhists?
All religions teach the same thing, which is effectively, they've got God in different names, but effectively it's do good things.
What if you're a Satanist, though?
If you're a Satanist...
They believe the opposite.
Is that a religion, though? Probably not.
Yeah, it's something.
So religions is all about do good things and then go to heaven. And if you do enough good...
Apache Indians used to be like, skin your enemies alive. They didn't quite believe in the same.
But generally speaking, if you look at Sikhs, Muslims, Hindus...
Yeah, the modern religion.
Yeah, it's do good things and then when you'll be judged according to what you did.
But what about a Muslim that says jihad against the West because the West does not conform to Sharia?
But that'll be their equivalent of doing good things because they're protecting their religion and their...
Right, but you don't agree with that. Sure.
No, but I don't agree with religion in general. I don't believe that if you do... I don't think that you'll be judged and go to hell according to what you did or didn't do.
Right.
Because I'm Christian. So as a Christian, we believe that Jesus took the sin of the world so that we believe in him.
Right.
And it's not about what we do or what we don't do. It's about what he did.
Yes.
That's the difference.
This was a nice, light podcast. This is good. This is good. People have asked me to talk on this, so I gave you a couple exclusive things.
There we go. I appreciate it, man. I'm glad we got back to the airport on time.
Yeah, and tailopez.com/Samuel. If you want to see show notes, links to what Samuel's doing, we got a page up, tailopez.com/Samuel. Grab access, follow what he's doing, learn real estate. It's made the most millionaires. Even if you're like me and real estate's not your number one thing, real estate, in your three things, you always need a portfolio of 3 business activities, 3 income sources. Real estate basically always should be one of them. I can't think of one person. None of the wealthy people in the world have 0 real estate. Maybe Elon Musk, he says he has none, but he's got real estate on Mars.
And he has owned real estate.
But he's got Mars.
Yeah.
He wants he wants real estate on another planet.
True.
He's next level. So even then he's into real estate. All right, my man.
Love, man.
I'm catching a flight. Thank you.